if you end up running into the wrong guy that has his shit together, that is charismatic, unreactive, and that you're like talking to him, looking at him going, I know I won't cheat. I know I'm a good woman. I will never cheat on my man. But this guy just opened up another part of my brain that goes, am I settling with the guy that I'm with right now?
Is he the best I can do?
Do you think it's appropriate for women to go to a nightclub or a girls' trip with your single friends when you are in a committed relationship? Will it constitute cheating when a man comes up to you during these situations and you just talk with him?
If she sneezed and he said, bless you, is that cheating? Is that a body? Shut the fuck up.
No.
How about that guy gets some like security?
Wait,
If a girl goes out of her way to go to a bar because she wants to flirt and talk to men, I would consider that cheating.
Yes. Yeah.
If she's at the bar and
With
she's
her
hanging out with her
friends.
friends and a man approaches her, she's not in control of that. She is in control, however, of denying
How
the
she
drink.
responds to him or
I'm not
acts
going to
around
accept
him.
a drink. I don't want a drink. I'm not interested. The only reason why I would accept a drink from you is A, if I was too broke to buy my own, which is not the case, or B, if I was interested or playing interested. I'm not going to either fake interest or pretend to be too broke to buy my own drinks. So, yes, there is a line that gets crossed when women go out that would constitute, in my book, as cheating.
Sure.
But going out with your friends and having a man approach you, which you're not in control of, and you maybe multiple times telling him to go away, it's not your problem. And just because men are insecure about it doesn't mean that it's your problem.
I don't think accepting a drink is cheating.
No.
At all. Yeah.
I don't either.
Yeah, if you want to send
I'm
me a drink,
single,
wow,
so-
thank you. That's so nice.
If you send it without you asking,
It's a dangerous line here.
I've totally said
It's Cosmo.
It is a very dangerous line right here.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And here's why.
Playing with fire.
So I feel that depending on who your boyfriend is and who you're in a relationship with, if you end up running into the wrong guy that has his shit together, that is charismatic, unreactive, and that you're like talking to him, looking at him going, I know I won't cheat. I know I'm a good woman. I will never cheat on my man. But this guy just opened up another part of my brain that goes, am I settling with the guy that I'm with right now?
Is he the best I can do?
Fuck around and find out. Fuck around and find out, because if you meet the right guy, and I won't point any fingers, but I've had, I swear to God, I've had boot camps where my job, how I'm paying my mortgage, how I pay my money is, guys, I go into a social gathering and I go walk up to those 5 girls with the 4 guys. This is my job.
Yeah.
So then, been doing it for 18 years. I have data now where the girl stayed she didn't cheat, but I just saw it in her eyes that she went, what am I missing right now?
The seed of doubt has been planted.
And Rolo, you know what happened? She would tell her friend, get down his information, because she wanted to be loyal. And guess what happens? She ends up not following me, but I'm like, who's looking at my story? That girl. 8 months later, guess what happens?
Your plan B.
She breaks up with her boyfriend. So I agree with what you're saying. Fuck around and find out, though.
Yeah.
No,
So
if
if
you're
drink is an unspoken, like,
because
Well,
they're
well,
planting a
there's a
seed right there
possibility,
with that
maybe.
drink.
But I'm going to tag it with just one liner. If you're not a high value guy, if you don't feel that you are like providing a lot for your girl, and you let your girl go out on a trip, or you know what I'm saying. Like if your girlfriend goes out and runs into the wrong guy at the wrong time,
or the right guy.
good luck.
At the right time.
Well, he's not the right guy, because you're monogamous and you're
I
in a
know, but
relationship.
What I'm saying is that it could be that way. It could be the guy that she's been dreaming of her whole life that she just stumbled across without even trying to look for it, and now you fucked around and you found out. Right?
But you're going to get.
Right,
But,
and when you're
but I
married,
hear you.
that's not
But
an
you hear what
option.
I'm saying, though, right?
It's not
Like,
appropriate, but it could be. It is what it's the potential.
There is nothing appropriate or inappropriate
all.
about it.
So let me opine here.
Oh, Lord.
The problem isn't about going out and going. It's the desire to
The
do
grass
it
is greener.
in the first place.
100%.
Yes.
Okay.
To think the grass is greener. That's the
Well,
problem.
it's not even so much that. It's the very fact that why is going out on a hey, we're going to go to Vegas, a girls' weekend in Vegas, right?
Right.
Or a girls' night out kind of thing. Why does that seem preferable to like going out with the girls than to hanging out with me and doing something really fun with me.
Well, why can't she have both?
Because
This
she
is
wants
what I
girl
don't
time.
understand.
Exactly.
You can't
Girl time
have
is
you can't-
different.
You can't have full,
Because-
well-rounded life if
Right.
you're always only with your person. You have to be able to be with your
Right.
friends.
But why
you
do you
cannot
why do you
dictate.
why do you go to those situations? Why aren't
Some
you going?
people
why
like
aren't you
music.
here-
Some
why
people
aren't you
like that
going-
And you want to
environment.
go
Okay,
like this.
then why
and
is
wanna-
that
How
more?
often do you
then
see
why
me in the
is-
club?
Then why
Friends.
is that more preferable
No.
than going out with me?
Every single
Because
time.
you
But
can't
why do you
dance
go
with
out with
me.
your male friends and I can't
You
go out
can
with
go
my
with me next
girlfriends?
weekend, and the weekend after I'm going to go with my girls. There's nothing
Mm-hmm.
wrong with going to the club. That's like telling men they can't go to a strip club when they're in a relationship. If it's okay in your relationship, it's okay in your relationship.
Hello.
There's nothing wrong with wanting to do it. You can easily go with your man
Right.
to the strip club.
Because a
Or
man's
you-
going to
And
lie
again,
and
as
say
I
you
said
didn't
before,
go, but you know you did.
It's understanding the desire to go and do that. The very fact that
There's
she
nothing
it's
wrong with
like
the
when you were
desire to
so-
go to a music
when you were saying
setting.
okay,
It's a music setting. Just because they've made it
understandable.
a sexual thing now where people go to
Yeah,
get
that's
laid.
true. That's
Exactly.
It was
That
not
is
about
not
that.
our fault. That is
it
not
took
our
a turn
fault.
that way. This nightclubs
That's
were,
Cardi B's
were a
fault.
place for you
Grocery
to have
stores
fun
as
and
well.
until
You can meet
Would
somebody
Would you
anywhere.
agree that there's a difference between going out
We
to
don't blame
zoo
that on
and
Cardi
going
B.
to Bible study with your girlfriends?
Why does it have to be
Okay,
one
that's
extreme or
true,
the
that's
other?
true.
That's
We
because
do
I'm
Bible
trying.
study
Because I'm
on
trying.
Thursday.
Because I'm
There's
trying.
extreme,
But it
Because
also
I'm trying to
depends on
point
the
out that
context
there's
of how you go to that
Exactly.
club. Because, like, if you go to that, for instance, if it's a girls' trip, you go to that club and you pay for your table and you pay
Right.
for your drinks or your bottles. That's you having fun with your friends.
Right,
But
that's
if you
exactly
go to
what I
that
said to
club
her.
to
Right.
talk to the promoter to get the
Right.
free table with the guys because they want the attractive girls, and
Right.
you let it slide because,
Yes.
well, I'm not cheating,
I don't wanna
but
pay
I
for
just want
anything.
free stuff.
Yeah.
Then
Yes.
it gets into that, like,
That's when it gets weird.
kind of iffy. It
Again,
gets
the
really
nightclub
iffy.
is not the issue because a girl can easily have zero. I don't drink when I go out. One of my best friends in the whole entire world is a top DJ, and I go every single time he's in town. I go and I hang out with him.
You
And
support him.
Ask Michael every time he sees me on stage. What am I doing?
Just hanging out with your boyfriend.
Standing there, or my husband's with me. Either my husband's standing right next to me, or I'm standing by myself like this, waiting for his set to end because I'm a supportive friend. And it's like I can go to the club.
Wow, his sets
It
are
does-
awesome.
His sets are awesome.
His sets are awesome. It's still my Dead
Absolutely.
Mouse. His sets are great.
Yeah,
if he
I
was
love
playing
that.
tonight, I would take all of you to go see Dead
Yes!
Yes.
Mouse.
He'll be back on the 12th.
Yes.
My point is the
Well,
nightclub setting is not the problem.
I
it's the
think-
intent of the person going to the
Intent.
nightclub.
Right.
Absolutely.
There you go.
It's
Yeah.
all
Comes down to
intention.
intent.
It
Yes.
has nothing. If I say
100%.
I want to go to the nightclub, if my intent is just to go hang out or to see my friend play or to be with my girls, that is the only thing that matters. It shouldn't be that, oh, she went to a nightclub, she's a hoe, she's
Where
a
you-
3 or 4,
where
she's
you-
a
Looking for a man.
Yeah,
I'm not
like,
good
oh,
enough.
shit, here she
oh,
goes.
she
Like,
needs bottles
no.
with somebody
I don't even
else.
drink.
But you just said a minute ago, responding to Cosmo there, that you might meet the guy
And
who.
that's the
I was
risk you
drunk,
run.
he was
no, no,
cute,
no, no, no.
But you can meet the
That's
guy
not what I said. What I
Dreams
said
walking
is
the dog.
accepting the drinks. I told her very clearly, I think crossing the line is accepting drinks. I won't even accept a drink from a man. I won't engage in conversation with a man because I don't want him to think he has a chance. And I don't want to disrespect my relationship. The moment girls are like, "Oh, I don't mind taking a drink," that's when you start playing with fire, and that's what he was
Yeah.
talking about. Where you never know when you start engaging in conversation, and this guy sparks something in you, and all of a sudden now you fucked around and you found the fuck out.
Yeah.
I'm not
Can
doing
I say
that
something?
shit.
Because you know what's true? Is that when a man comes to you and they want to buy you a drink, they're planting some sort of seed with
They're
you.
telling you what their intent is.
Oh,
So you're
absolutely.
accepting their intent.
If you have a man at home and you and you accept this drink from this man instead of buying your own, and then next thing you know, you got something in there.
Yeah, that's
Next
wrong.
thing you know what I mean? And
Just-
that's
Yeah,
how
so
shit like that happens
it is
in
it is
Vegas.
one of these weird situations. So I've asked my guys in my program to stop rating women by their physical attractiveness and start rating them by the level of stimulus they receive.
Amen.
Meaning, if you grab a girl who's a 10
That's good.
and she's just like, hey, listen, I'm working to become a surgical nurse. I'm going to school the whole time. I don't really go out that much or whatever, but she's still fantastically
Validate
beautiful.
that, yeah.
Versus a woman who might be a 6 who uses FaceApp and Facetune on her Instagram and then takes regular trips to Dubai.
Yeah.
The girl who's a 6 is more difficult to deal with, period, even though she's less attractive. So I started realizing it's the amount of stimulus you receive. It's
Yeah.
also the amount of stimulus you want. She may, like, oh, I'm going to go to see Thunder from Down Under and not cheat on you. Why do you need that level of stimulus? That's the question that you have
That's
to ask
true.
yourself. Because here's the thing. human beings, this is something you learn if you guys ever go to any kind of intelligence training or they go to any kind of like SEER school or whatever, everybody breaks. No matter how, everyone, if they put you under torture, you will break. And if you take the bet, and you've seen this yourself with cocktail servers who've moved to the city and they leave their fucking husbands and they start fucking the busser or some rich dude who buys them stuff. But it's not because it was, you know what it was though? It was chip away. It was chip away every day. There was a guy taller, better looking, smarter, and fucking funnier and richer than their man. Every day they saw that. And after a while, you have to ask yourself, one more time, how much stimulus is she constantly receiving every day? Men screw themselves up with stimulus. What is that called? It's pornography. It causes men under the age of 18 to have erectile dysfunction. Women have the excessive levels of stimulus that they receive too. But if it's so much stimulus, then your man cannot compare. 80% of men on dating apps are deemed unattractive.
And before social media, you can go back in my time. I'm 40 years old. When the pickup artist came out, you said not to rate women, but like you see like a 9 or a 10. She's like in Arkansas. We're doing a boot camp. She's working at 7-Eleven. But she has no idea. What was it back there? MySpace, I think?
Yeah.
And she has
Absolutely,
no
yeah.
idea. And now, like what Mike is saying is true. I'm not trying to like belittle women, but there's women that think they're from a 1 to a 10, a 14, because they're being DM'd 40, 50 times, come to Dubai, come to, come here, come there. And in their head, they think like the Drake effect, right? Like if they can fuck Drake one time, they think that they can marry a guy like Drake. And then now we're just fucked. Like guys are fucked.
Yeah,
well, but it happens a lot though, right?
Yeah.
Like that is what's happening right now.
And even if it's
So we
not
can
happening,
tell all-
the perception of it is still just
which
as real as it
is
perception
still
of it happening.
which is still reality though, right? Because let's say that
reality.
all men made a bet together tomorrow 8 a.m. They've said stop DMing girls every day. You can only DM one girl every 50 days. I feel like a lot of this would change, but the social media has changed a lot of the attraction dynamic.
Exactly. Like, I grew up in the pen pal era.
In a what?
The pen pal era.
I thought you said pimp.
She did.
Let's get the app today. It's on apple.com.
The pen pal when you would write to people. Yeah.
Long distance, yeah, because I dance in
People that you
shows.
never met and you would just exchange.
No, it was my high school friends. Like, I didn't.
Yeah.
There was no internet. There was no nothing back in those days. Yeah.
There are studies that show, this is actually in, I believe in Evolution of Desire, where they talk about as men watched more pornography or looked at images of attractive women, they started to deem their partner as being less and less attractive.
Yeah.
The same thing happens for women, guys. It
Yeah.
does. And like your partner doesn't do anything wrong, but you are
Right.
just constantly comparing him. And because of Dunbar's number, which is anthropologically or like historically, humans were in tribes of about 115 to 150 people. You're not in a tribe of 150 people. There's going to be 60, 70,000 people watching this show right now. And so when you come to that realization, like you have access to infinite levels of people and you don't recognize. So now you start to stratify for that top 1%. Things become unrealistic and you're all trying to chase Chad and Tyrone and then it becomes a fucking problem.
Well,
Mike,
you know
what-
what it is though. When you do that, then you start finding value in real, authentic, genuine people.
Of course.
Mike,
You know
Mike,
what I mean?
what's the solution? Mike and Rollo, what is the solution here? I have an idea.
You go first and I'll say.
De-incentivize. It boils down to operant conditioning. It's basically I'm going to be Rollo the behaviorist right now. It's operant conditioning. You have to remove the reward, and no
Yeah.
one has the will to remove the reward. People have asked me about what I was just on. Tim Pool asked me exactly the same question. I'm like, you have to remove the incentives. You have to remove the rewards. Oh, how do we stop OnlyFans from like destroying the world? You have to regulate it. It has to be federally regulated for anything. If you want to see anything happen, because there is no incentive for anyone to stop watching or producing right now.
All of your guys' friends
Period.
do OnlyFans.
Oh, I know.
Every
I know.
single one of
I'm
your
not-
girls is friends.
I know, and I'm not suggesting that we do that, but that's the only way I can see where you could, and that's just one example, right?
So
How do
women
you-
should stop
Well,
sleeping
watch
with men
out,
out of
AI
wedlock.
is coming.
Don't have sex with
Don't have
any
to
man
worry about
unless you
OnlyFans
prefer
anymore, you guys.
Incentive.
What I'm saying is because women will say, well, if guys would be better, then women will be better. Okay, the only way you do that, disincentivize whatever it is that that women are
Yeah,
rewarding
he's-
men with, and therefore you will change the dynamic. You
he's
change
a-
the nature of the game.
he's not-
It's never going to happen. I'm not suggesting
Yeah.
it. I'm not endorsing anything. I'm just saying if you want a mechanic that would work, that's the only one that'll work, and no one has the will to do it.
He's expressing a mathematical equation, or he's expressing an if-then statement in programming.
See, watch your head,
Yeah.
your eyes gloss back over in your head
I'm
when I throw out
listening.
stuff.
Exactly.
But
I'm listening.
he's expressing a mathematical situation. He's
Right.
not expressing. It's not a prescription.
Yeah, not at
For me, no, we're doomed. I know people hate when I say
Enjoy
this.
the decline.
We're fucking doomed. Enjoy the decline. Men will be
Yeah.
fucking
Can't go
robots.
backwards now.
Men will be fucking robots in 10,
Exactly.
20 years,
Yeah.
and women will be having
Bring
women.
the meteor.
Women will be having children with other women. You should read Ray Kurzweil's book called "The Singularity Is Near."
Absolutely.
The final chapter talks about this. But even when the Titanic was sinking, some people found lifeboats. I'm trying to create a lifeboat. That's what this is.
Yes.
And I'm telling you right now. So it was
good.
actually Ruslan of all people. He said this. He goes, "My kids are going to look like fucking superheroes. You want to know why? Because they're going to be able to fight. They're going to be able to bench press. They're going to be able to play football. They're going to be able to talk to strangers. They're going to read books. They're going to do
Drive
all these
stick
things.
shift.
Yeah, they're going to do all these things." He goes, "My kids are going to look like fucking superheroes. So me and my guys, we're going to look like superheroes while the rest of you play fucking video games, watch a
VR.
bunch of porn, and fuck robots."
Yeah.
That's
Smoke
the
weed.
Yeah.